So hi all, welcome to my channel. So today's topic is action potential. Now action potential, by definition, if we see, action potential are the series of events which occur in membrane potential or the changes of membrane potential when a stimulus of either threshold or above threshold is applied. Now what that means? First of all, before going to study action potential, you should know why we are studying action potential. What is the real importance? Because in every system you come to know this topic. Okay, action potential is basically the language with which our cell throughout our body communicate with each other. For example, if we see computer, there is C++ language. To understand computer, there is need to understand that language also. So if you want to read physiology, if you want to know about your body, how the cell communicate with each other, for example, if any stimulus, any pinprick occur on your finger, how your brain come to know. This is just example of nervous system. The neuron, they communicate with action potential, but it's not only neuron, but all cells communicate with each other with action potential. So that's the mean of communication. Okay, so now we see what action potential is. So in this image you can see that there is a neuron is shown and there is a muscle. Okay, so to know action potential, so how it generates, we should know what is the cell in resting phase. Okay, if you want to understand resting membrane potential in a deeper way, you can see my last video. But just to have a concept of action potential, you should know what resting membrane potential is. So let's just brief it. So if we take a segment of neuron, right, that is in resting phase, so that we can see what happens in resting phase and then how action potential can be generated. So first see what is resting membrane. Resting membrane is when the charge separation occur because of potassium leaky channel. There is, when potassium goes outside, there is negativity inside and positivity outside, right? So the resting membrane potential of minus 70 millivolt is achieved because of this potassium leaky channel, and the RMP is restored always after every action potential by a sodium potassium pump, which throw sodium outside, 3 sodium with exchange of 2 potassium inside, right? If we draw graph of the same, is there is a stable membrane potential of minus 70. You can see this is around minus 70, so it will be a stable membrane potential. It's not fluctuating, right? There is no activity in membrane potential. Okay, so this is resting membrane potential because of leaky potassium channel. Okay, and the membrane potential is equivalent of equilibrium potential of potassium. Okay, now what happens when any stimulus is applied? So now what is this stimulus thing? Stimulus can be all over our body, every type of stimulus. For example, this is finger and I am touching this finger, and if I am touching with this finger with very less intensity, if for example very less stimulus, then there is cationic influx occur, but very little, for example 1 sodium influx occur or 2 sodium influx occur, right, via some mechanoreceptors. Now these are mechanoreceptors. For example, this I have shown stretch sensitive channel, because I am talking about the stimulus of stretch. So I am pressing the skin and stretch sensitive channel, they open up and some cationic influx occur. Because of that very less amount of cationic influx, the membrane potential goes bit upward. For example, this one, right? For example, there are number of membrane potential, then further sodium influx occur, then membrane potential goes bit upward. Then further sodium influx occur and membrane potential go bit more upward. Now the stimulus is called threshold stimulus when it can produce the membrane potential upward and it can touch the threshold. What is the threshold? It's minus 55. What is this minus 55 millivolt? Is this so these are stretch sensitive channel. This is voltage gated sodium channel. Voltage gated sodium channel. These voltage gated sodium channel, these are in closed state. Okay, and minus 55 millivolt is a threshold to open up the channel. To understand this concept, let us see first this image. Sodium, these three are three state of sodium channel, in which this first is closed state, in which the activation gate is closed, inactivation gate is open. This is activation gate, this is inactivation gate. So for this remain closed in most of the time, but with minus 55 millivolt membrane potential, this open up. So this lid, this one, this activation gate open up and sodium influx can occur here. Okay, this is called activation stage. Okay, now this open up for very few second, very few millisecond. Okay, so when this threshold is achieved, the thousands of voltage gated sodium channel open up and membrane become very positive, right? So here you can see membrane was negative, this was RMP, we can say minus 70 millivolt, and here this is inside positive, which is around plus 30 millivolt. Now why plus 30? Because if we talk about this is because of sodium, then it should also achieve membrane potential of equilibrium potential of sodium, that is around 60 millivolt. But why it doesn't happen? Because before it reaches its equilibrium potential, the potassium channel, voltage gated potassium channel, there are voltage gated potassium channel also present. Threshold for those are plus 30 millivolt. So before it reaches its equilibrium potential, the potassium channel, voltage gated potassium channel, they open up. Okay, and this was going toward positive state, that is this was losing its polarity of minus 17 millivolt, and that's why this stage is called depolarization. Okay, but when it reaches plus 30 millivolt, the potassium channel open up and cationic efflux occur, that is potassium goes outward. Okay, and that is again, that's why if positive charge is going outside, what that means is membrane potential is again becoming negative, right? So again it is going toward resting membrane potential state, the polarized state. So that's why it's called repolarization. So this is depolarization, and this is repolarization, because it's going again toward the same state, repolarization. Okay, so if we summarize, action potential is because of the some stimulus, there is cationic influx occur which reaches threshold value. Open up voltage gated sodium channel, so positivity inside, that is called depolarization. When it reaches plus 30, potassium channel open up, voltage gated potassium channel, they open up and again negativity inside is achieved, that is called repolarization. Okay, and again the RMP is achieved because of potassium leaky channel and sodium potassium pump, which we have described in RMP. Okay, so this is all about action potential. Now before moving on, we should know that action potential, what are the factors affecting that impulse transmission in various. Okay, so how action potential vary? Action potential, when it comes from cell to cell, that is called impulse. Now how that impulse travel throughout, there are some factors. One is obviously the myelination. Myelin fiber, there are myelin fiber which are wrapped around neurons, but this is only when we come to discuss about neurons only, right? So when myelin fiber, this is about myelinated fiber, this is a myelinated fiber. Okay, so what myelin does is, because of that nodes of Ranvier, how the charge shift is, charge don't travel throughout that membrane, but charge, it jump from node of Ranvier to second node of Ranvier and third node and fourth and so on, right? That's why the speed of conduction is very fast in myelinated fibers, the action potentials. Okay, and in non-myelinated fiber, it have to cross through like it have to jump from here, then it jump from here, then it jump from here. So it need more time to cross the same length of fiber. Instead, myelinated fiber, if you see, large distance of fibers, they cross very fastly. And the second thing is the diameter. Larger the diameter, larger is conduction. So if we summarize action potential, then there is resting membrane potential, and this resting membrane potential, if we see, because of the potassium leaky channels, okay, and sodium potassium pump is contributing. If we see this depolarization phase, this is contributed by sodium influx, okay. Repolarization phase, if we see, repolarization phase is by potassium efflux, okay. Then again it is contributed by potassium efflux, which is going again, and potassium leaky channel again contribute to this, and obviously sodium potassium pump. So this is all about action potential in now, okay. So mostly students have confusion bit about different tissues, action potential in different tissues, about duration, about threshold, about action potential, okay, bit different graph. So if we see different tissues in our body, there are bit differences in action potential. So obviously we have completed the action potential topic, but just to add on action potential of every cell you should know, to have a deep knowledge of action potential, I have just summarized different tissues action potential so that you can know better. Now we have seen, so I am not going to show you, but one more important thing, nerve and skeletal muscle, they have bits same features of action potential, only one difference, that is duration. We know that in now action potential duration should be smaller, right, so that we can have very fast conduction, and there are myelinated fiber there which is contributing to this. But if you can see time in millisecond, on x-axis time in millisecond, and membrane potential on y-axis, right. So you can see that it's around 2 milliseconds. So if we talk about now, it's around 2 millisecond action potential duration in now. But in skeletal muscle, it can vary from 2 to 5 millisecond. Here you can see it's around 4 millisecond. Okay, this is skeletal muscle. So what is this? This is cardiac muscle, cardiomyocyte. So in cardiac tissue there are two action potential. One is cardiac myocyte, and second thing is SA node, pacemaker tissue, SA node. Why they are different? Because in cardiac myocyte action potential is only transmitted, but SA node have to present it generate action potential. That is called very important feature, that is excitability. So it's excitable tissue and it generate action potential. Now why that's why the graph is bit different. But if we talk about cardiac myocyte, there are 4 phases: sudden depolarization phase, 0 phase. One is sudden bit repolarization because of potassium efflux. But why plateau occur? Why not repolarization continue? Because calcium channel also open up. So potassium is going outside, but calcium influx is also happening. That's why a plateau occur. You'll come to know when you'll see cardiovascular system, then it will be very clear to you. But I want to just make you a bit difference that. So because of that, calcium and potassium, they cancel each other. That's why it's plateau. And then potassium efflux occur again and repolarization as in both of these tissues, now and skeletal muscle. But what happened in SA node is there is 0 phase. It's not sudden depolarization. Here sudden depolarization is because of sodium current, sodium influx, right? But here sudden this is not sudden, right? This is bit slow phase, and this is because of calcium influx. So in SA node, depolarization because of calcium influx. otherwise it's because of potassium. And here phase 4 is a bit different if we talk about SA node. Why? Because HCN channel are important, which are important for funny currents. What is that funny current is? This is only channel in our body which, when membrane potential is negative, sodium channel open up, cationic influx occur. So that's why these are funny current, because normally when cationic influx occur, the voltage gated sodium channel open up when membrane potential is going toward positive state, as we have seen here, right? Membrane potential is going toward positive state. When going toward threshold, then voltage gated channel open. But here the thing is reverse, membrane potential going negative toward negative state, and here cationic influx occur. That's why these are also called funny current, IF, funny current, and which is responsible for again going membrane toward positive state and suddenly it depolarize. And one most important thing is RMP for SA node is not minus 70. Other tissues are minus 70 to minus 90, but if we talk about SA node, it's minus 60. RMP doesn't go below minus 60, and so that's why it's suddenly again excitable. This is also feature contributing for excitability of fiber, so that it can generate other action potential very soon. And most important thing is duration also. So for cardiac myocyte, duration is 200 millisecond, and which will be obviously same for this also, because these are going in hand. Okay, this is exciting the tissue, and that membrane potential, that action potential is transmitted to cardiac myocyte, right? Okay, so we have seen cardiac action, action potential in nerve, skeletal muscle, cardiac myocyte, SA node. Okay, now the only thing left is smooth muscle, which you should know. Now in smooth muscle, which is very different, first of all RMP is minus 50. Okay, RMP is minus 50 millivolt. Fine. And what happens is, if it touches minus 40, which is threshold potential of smooth muscle, then there are slow waves by interstitial cell of Cajal, ICC. You know that in intestine ICC are present. ICC, what they does is, like SA node, ICC in intestine, they generate slow waves. As you have seen, these are slow waves, very slow waves. They are rhythmically generated in our intestine. So when any stimulus on intestine occur, okay, for example, it touches threshold. So normally it doesn't touches threshold and there is no action potential. With slow waves there is no action potential. But if any stimulus applied, then this same slow wave, it go upward and there is firing occur. And the same slow waves again repeat. On the other slow waves again there is firing, and again slow waves repeat. So if there is stimulus, only in that situation slow waves converted into action potential, and depending on stimulus strength there is action potential firing also. So the amplitude of these action potential firing, amplitude, is directly proportional to strength of stimulus. So that's all about smooth muscle action potential. So we have seen that how action potential differ in various tissues. I hope it's clear to all of you, but you have any type of query, please comment below. Thank you so much. Happy learning.